Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first episode of a 5 month series where we are discussing all things higher education and the university business outcomes that Juniper Networks is enabling. My name is Kia Cottrell, and I will be your host today. And joining me is our head of education, Jamie Pitchforth. Hello again, Jamie. How are you?
Good, very well, Kia, and good to see everybody joining today, wherever you are in the world.
Absolutely. So, as a reminder, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat below, and we will be sure to go along and answer them as they come in. So, today we are talking about student recruitment, a very timely subject since it is May and students all over the world are getting ready to graduate. And some of them are even exploring their next steps in academics. Now, if you are a student or a parent of those students, you'll be all too familiar with those college visits and university open days and all the efforts that are put into recruiting. So, Jamie, from a university perspective, how important is student recruitment?
So recruitment is of huge importance for many reasons. To start with, it's a highly competitive landscape, even more now than ever before. Higher education institutions are competing to attract the right students, the right partnerships, the right funding opportunities to protect, to grow and diversify their revenue streams. I mean, let's face it, the universities are businesses. They need to be commercially viable. They need to maintain a positive profile in the market, all whilst winning the hearts and minds of the best students and academics.
You know, Jamie, that's really interesting, this idea of being competitive, because now it's not only the students who are working hard to get accepted into these colleges and universities, but in parallel, the education establishments are now also working hard to attract the right applicants. So, how do they do this? I mean, what are you seeing done by universities to stay competitive in such an aggressive market?
Yeah, no, good question, Kia. So in my role at Juniper, I'm very fortunate to be engaged with a lot of universities all across Europe. I think one of the most common themes that I'm seeing is the value of technology in differentiating and raising university profiles. So by embracing technology innovation and turning to cloud applications, universities are able to extend their access beyond the campus to offering different kinds of services and programs that are relevant to students, both, I suppose, locally and internationally. So we're essentially moving the boundaries and the borders of the campus and offering digital education and research experiences now.
I absolutely love that. This concept of beyond the campus, especially with everything that we've seen over the last 15 months, removing those barriers and allowing access to any place, anywhere in the world, it's absolutely brilliant. So, from a recruitment perspective, what role does technology play in attracting those students?
Yeah, again, another good question. So I think some of the most common recruitment strategies I've certainly seen is leveraging the use of digital content, digital engagement to extend the university reach. So using programs around student ambassadors to promote differentiation and those real life, real world experiences, something similar to TripAdvisor.
Wait a second. You mean choosing a university is now like going on TripAdvisor?
Well, in many ways, when you want to see the profile and see which universities, who are the movers and who are the shakers, let's face it, I think social media is playing a huge part in showcasing the student community and promoting the university profile. So giving that virtual access into student life, student programs, student culture is now paramount. Additionally, open days and university tours, they're no longer just in person. Tours have been digitalized to create this virtual option for off-campus education. You can now visit a campus, join a virtual tour, which is brilliant from a perspective of students able to get, not able to get on campus. Those remote students that can't get on, and it really does aid the international student recruitment programs.
I think it's an interesting concept, this new virtual world that we're moving into. And we're seeing this in a lot of markets, not just education, but even on how we live our daily lives.
Yeah.
And while I think it's incredible that we're able to pivot and adapt accordingly, do you think we're actually going to replace all of that physical in-person campus visit? Because it'd be to miss out on that, you know?
No, I mean, the pandemic's something very interested in this particular area. So, virtual tools have been, or tours have been far more prevalent during the pandemic than ever before. But students, some have gone back to campus. Almost all students are ready to go campus. They want to go back to the campus. So the reality is, I think we're going to live in a world where both physical and virtual tours will continue to live side by side, but they're going to be enriched and a far greater experience. So if you think back here to when you went to university, I suspect you'll have turned up at the university with your parents or with a close friend. You'll have met a professor, you'll have, and maybe the head of faculty. You've been given some leaflets, a binder, and you'd have walked around campus, got a flavour for the environment, looked at amenities, university assets, and hopefully you'd have left with a smile on your face. The world now with digitization is very, very different. So now you arrive on campus again with mum and dad or with a close friend, but you download the student app onto your mobile device. That student app is absolutely critical because now we can do a digital tour. You can choose which profile you want. So if you're an engineering student, you can download the engineering tour. Immediately, you'll get an introduction and a welcome from the principal or the vice chancellor. You can then go on the tour, and as you wander around, based on where you are on campus, you'll get different kinds of engagement. It can be video, so it could be an introduction and a welcome from the head of faculty, telling you all about the engineering department and all the reasons why you should go to that university. So very, very interactive, far richer experience for you, so that when you've left the university, two things. You've had a far richer and greater experience. You've seen all of the assets that are on show. But more importantly, from a university's perspective, is that they know that they've put their best foot forward. They know you've followed that tour. They know you've seen all of those assets, and therefore improved and increased their chances of winning the hearts and minds of you and your parents in order to go to that university.
I think that's a great point. And I'm happy to hear that this notion of actually attending a campus and that inaugural experience as a student, when you first step foot in that university and seeing and feeling what it would be like to be a student there. I mean, I think back to getting even that acceptance letter and going out and buying the sweatshirt or jumper with your university slogan on it. I mean, it's all about that personalized experience. And I think it's interesting, just some of the comments you made around this new digital experience that universities are focusing on. So how does technology actually help deliver that personalized experience?
So I think this is where Juniper can add a lot of value to the university community. So, when setting up a campus network, it's more than just providing access to wireless. It's a window into all of the services and the resources that the university is offering. For example, the majority of universities are now introducing the student app, which is acts as a comprehensive guide to exploring everything the university has to offer, including navigation and wayfinding to create highly personalized experiences. For example, find a study space. How much time is lost by students throughout the year trying to find somewhere on campus to study? So creating a digital experience that enables those students to both book or find and book a study space provides two things: a better experience for the student and allows the universities to optimize available spaces. So it's a win for all parties. What's great about this technology is that universities now have insight into how the campus is being used, which allows the universities to plan how, when, and where to deliver services, student engagement, or enhance campus, safety and security. Today's networks are hugely rich in data, and how we leverage location services and virtual BLE is a clear differentiator where Juniper can deliver new valued services and better campus experiences.
I think you're absolutely spot on, Jamie. And I love the comment that just came in from Lauren Malhoit. My partner's daughter literally had a Zoom call with the president of the university. Talk about recruitment and tech. I mean, absolutely. It is just unbelievable how much the experience has changed. I mean, I think back to my first day on campus, and I just got a huge stack of folders. Here's your paperwork. Go on and get on with it. I mean, talk about feeling like a fish out of water, completely overwhelmed, completely out of place, a little unsure. Am I going to make friends? I mean, on top of starting this new educational experience, I mean, how do you think universities are leveraging this technology, even post recruitment, to drive more of that student engagement?
So no, absolutely, and I think, let's face it, we live in a digital era. This, Generation X, always on, always connected. It's now a culture, and this has been even more amplified through the proliferation of mobile devices, cloud applications. So in many ways, student culture is now delivered through mobile devices, but universities can evolve by embracing engagement, to helping to cultivate a sense of community, a sense of belonging, creating that student culture that provides that sense of inclusion and extends beyond the campus boundaries. So introducing digital programs that offer services for students, activities, things to do, clubs to join, communities, health and safety measures, all whilst ensuring and delivering outstanding education and research services. Now, this is a win-win for the student, it's a win-win for the universities, and it's a win-win from a recruitment perspective. It's not just about recruitment, though. These services are really aiding and supporting student retention, the overall student satisfaction, across student culture. And that really creates this perfect platform to breed student success.
I absolutely love that. I think this idea around digital engagement, cultivating a sense of community and bringing both students and faculty and resources together, I mean, that's all you could ask for, especially after everything we've been through the last 15 months. I think it's a wonderful strategy, and I think it's definitely something that's very beneficial for universities to embrace. Now, speaking of embracing strategy, Jamie, we are coming towards the end of this discussion, but if we could leave with just one piece of advice for a university who might be on that journey, there are going to be areas where they might be embracing digital services and really investing in the network to be that foundation for supporting those. Do you have anything else that you would suggest as maybe taking that first step into moving towards that kind of environment?
I think a couple of things I would throw. Yes. Firstly, engage with universities that are already on this journey, this transformation, digitization journey. The other thing is location services is a technology innovation that has not really been practical in recent times, although I think many of the universities see the benefits in terms of the creation of new services and the harvesting of very valuable footfall data that can support many, many strategies. This technology, our innovation around virtualization of this technology means that it is absolutely practical to roll it in very large scale. It's a game changer, and it opens up a new world of differentiation of value to the student community. And I'd say location services is one technology people should be looking at.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much, Jamie. I think that's incredible insight from you, one of our experts here at Juniper Networks. And thank you all for joining us today. And again, remember, this is the very first of a 5-month series where we're going to be focusing on all things higher education. So be sure to tune in next week, May 12th, where we'll be talking about reducing costs. The sign-up link should be below. So thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Kia. Thank you, everybody. And it's great to see you.